simulator, and I'm going to have another look at Bushel Plus. So did a video on this a couple of weeks ago, or on Bushel Plus a couple of weeks ago, looking at using it with a combine, checking that it gave the yield bonus, and seeing if damage affected it. Damage did not affect it. If you haven't watched that video, why didn't you watch it? And I had some questions and some comments about other bits of kit. So things like forage harvesters, root crop harvesters, that kind of thing. We're going to have a look at some of those today. So in front of me, I have a lovely field of forage ready maize. And I don't have a Bushel Plus on at the moment. There is one laying over in the grass over there that you can't quite see. So I've got the game saved at this point. We're going to harvest it, and then we're going to... I'm just going to use a base game worker for this job. We're going to harvest it. I need to catch up, and then we are going to reload, attach the Bushel Plus, and see how it goes. So I tried to work this out from looking at the code for Bushel Plus, but I am not someone who understands Lua code. It's like black magic looking at that stuff. Now, I can code, but not in Lua. Yeah, I find the whole scripting in Farm Sim to be some kind of black magic almost. It's, yeah. The guys that do it are very clever, but yeah, my coding is not good enough to be able to script in Farm Sim. No. I couldn't work it out from that easily, so what we're going to do is do it the way that I like to do things and actually test it in game, because as I've learned over the years, there is the intent slash, desired way that a mod works, and then there's the way it actually works in game. So that's what we're going to find out. Yes, I am using the very cheaty trailer that I had last time, because I don't want to fill more than one trailer. And, we're already 10% full on this field. It's not a huge field. It's the field that I always use on Obaileron, or usually use on Obaileron for most of my testing. So, yeah, I didn't put in silage additive. If you're wondering why, it's just because we didn't need the extra yield. This is a test of the difference in yield, and the field is big enough that we should be okay. So I hope in this video, but you may have noticed I'm recording the commentary live, which is kind of unusual for one of these testing videos. And so I don't know where we're going to end up, and I don't know the results, which again is kind of unusual for one of these testing videos. I am going to test the forage harvester, and then probably I might have a look at doing something with potatoes or sugar beet. I know that someone is going to ask the question, because my brain is asking as well, what about the new root crops? And I want to have a test of those as well. It just depends how much testing I can get done in the one video. So and it not be either ridiculously long or take me a ridiculously long amount of time to produce, because time is finite. It's yeah, time is finite. There are all of the lessons here. While we are wittering away, oh, it's missed a bit. We might have to go back and get that. If you're watching this roughly around release, or yeah, pretty much on the day of release. I was going to talk about Llama, but I think the sign up for the community meetup for Llama closes on the 15th of December 2023, just in case you're watching this way in the future. And so probably by the time this releases, there'll only be like a day left. So if you're watching it before the 15th of December, and you're in the UK and you're interested, go sign up for the Llama community meet. I'm just going to turn off crop destruction. We've just destroyed one little bit, but didn't realize that I had that on. So let's switch that off so that we don't have to worry about me destroying crop. Yeah. If you need a link for that, there's one on my Discord. Or you could probably go look at one of the many other YouTubers that has information on it. I know FSG posted a link on his YouTube community page yesterday, I think, so go check that out. Going to be an interesting couple of days. It'll be an interesting couple of days. So I'm going to be there Wednesday and Thursday, and so if you can't make the Wednesday when the meetup is, I will be at Llama on Thursday, and I'll be the one standing next to Cartech. That should help you find us. So I'm going to get this field finished, and I'll be back. I might actually, yeah, I'll be back when this field is finished, and we can have a look at how much we've got, and hook up the Bushel Plus and see how we get on. We're just running up the last row of this field. The only bit that was missed is that little tiny piece over there, so we'll try and see if we can grab that as well. It's really not going to make that much difference, but someone will be triggered by the fact that there is a little piece that was missed, so we'll go grab that. I'll make a note of how much we've got so that I don't forget for when we're doing the second test. So let's take the trailer over, and we'll grab that, and it should be pretty obvious that there's a difference, because it should be 10%. So what are you doing, Forage Harvester? So we're going to get an extra, like 11,000 litres or so. So the difference should be noticeable, if there is a difference. So come on, there we go. There we go. Just for you that care, there is the extra 20 litres. So let's make a note of the number, and then I will reload the game at this point, and we can repeat the process, and we'll be good. So let me just write down this. I'll reload and I'll be back. I am back. The save has been reloaded. I'm just going to close the header up so that it's a little bit easier to reverse. And I have over here somewhere a Bushel Plus. There it is. So it can be kind of hard to see if you just leave it laying on the ground. So I would recommend, if you're using one of these, to keep it attached to the vehicle, and it will attach to the forage harvester. So that's a positive first step. And we're just going to repeat the process. So, you can see higher now. Yeah, we're going to repeat the process. We're going to harvest the field, and we're going to see if we get more than the 115,000 litres that we had the first time. So, let's hit the worker, just jump in the Deutz, and off we go. Come on, tractor. Come on. Come on. There we go. Awesome. So, I'm going to get this field harvested, and I'll be back when we are nearly done. Okay. We are probably, I think, turning into the last strip, and you can probably see already that it has worked. We already have more than we got off of the first run, because on the first trip around this field we got 115,855 litres, and we are already at 118,000 litres in the trailer. So yes, Bushel Plus does work with forage harvesters. Realistic? Probably not. Will some of you care? Definitely not. So if you want to get more silage off the field, you can attach a Bushel Plus to a forage harvester. So that's kind of cool. I'm going to finish this up just so we can see what we end up with, and then I think we're going to recycle the field. I'm going to pick a suitable root crop harvester, And I think we're going to stick in some potatoes and we'll have a look at that. But yeah, it does work with a forage harvester, which is kind of cool. So I'll get set up and I'll be back with a field full of potatoes. Okay, I have reset things. We've gone for sugar beets because the base game sugar beet harvester has a trailer attacher, which is what we need to attach the Bushel Plus, and I have checked that it will attach to this harvester. So we're going to repeat the process. I'm going to harvest the field without Bushel Plus, and we're going to add Bushel Plus and see if we get a difference. So I'm using base game equipment for all of this testing except the cheaty trailer, so that it's not got any funnies in it about the way it works. So you might find that if you're using a modded harvester that does things weirdly, it doesn't work. I don't know. It behaves differently. I don't know. But we will know if things that are set up as standard work. So that's kind of the goal. I would like to try the premium DLC stuff, but I don't know if the kit that comes base game has got any attachers on it, so we can try it. So we might have to use a modded one, but I think, could be wrong here, and hopefully I'll get time to test it in this video. I think a lot of the modded root crop harvesters that do the extra crops use the same function as the potato and sugar beet ones. I think. I'm not certain. So I want to say that if this works, they should work, but we should test it, really. We should test it. We shouldn't assume. So I might install Mark's modded root crop harvester to do the test with the premium DLC crops. So I have checked, and that does have a trailer attacher. So the other thing that I need to make sure that I do is turn off crop destruction, so that if I drive in the field, I don't destroy the crop that we are trying to harvest. Ask me how I know that I'd forgotten to do that. So I'm going to get this harvested. We'll have a look at how much we've got, and then we'll do it with the Bushel Plus. Okay, so I have got this field pretty much harvested. Did a lot of it with a worker because, you know, third time harvesting the same field, different crop, but it does get a little bit tedious, I find, sometimes doing some of this testing. But hey, I want to know the answer, so we've got to put in the work. So far, we've got just over 105,000 litres in the trailer, and plus this little bit, plus the bits that I'm missing. Oh, so annoying. There's a couple of other bits in the field that I missed, so let's just back up a little bit, and we'll get those, and see how much we got, and then I'll reset, and we'll grab the Bushel Plus and repeat the process again. And I have here, so I'm recording this the other end of a day at work, and before I started up, I have installed Mark's multi-crop harvester as well, so we can have a crack at one of the root crops, just to see if it'll work for those as well. So let's tip this in the trailer, and yeah, I'm going to blame the worker for that little missed bit, because I'm pretty sure that wasn't on my shift. Yeah, so I left the worker running while I was getting ready to go to work this morning, and then after work, just finishing the job up. So I need to make a note of the number, because otherwise I will have a moment probably and have to look back at the recording, and that's no fun. So we are looking at 120,500 599 litres. So let's reset everything, and we're going to back up, grab the Bushel Plus, and I'm probably going to bung a worker on this job to get it harvested, whilst I get myself disengaged from work. And I'm not sure of the right way. So I finished work, I don't know, 20 minutes ago. Drove back to the hotel, got into the hotel, fired the laptop up, finished this, did the stuff so that we got to here. I'm going to turn off crop destruction just so that we don't accidentally damage any crop. And yeah, I need to oh, I forgot to unfold it again. Generally, so I've been in meetings all day at work, and even though I took a bottle of water with me, it was not enough, and I didn't get a chance to refill it, so I'm a little dehydrated. So I need to rehydrate whilst the worker does the job. But what we're going to find out, hopefully, is whether or not we get the extra 10%. So we're looking at an extra 12-ish thousand litres of sugar beets, which will be pretty cool. I've installed Mark Thor's multi-crop harvester, so we'll have a quick look at that. What I might do is just run those two tests once I've done this, and when I do a wrap-up, I'll show whether they worked or not. I think this video is probably going to be too long as it is, so yeah, let's hit the worker, and I'm going to get this field harvested, and I'll be back. Okay, so a worker has pretty much harvested most of this field for me, and we have 115,000 litres in the trailer, and last time, if I can just load it up, we got 120,000, so we're at about 130,000 now. So yep, Bushel Plus does work for harvesting sugar beets, so that's kind of cool. It's so far we are 100% successful on things that Bushel Plus gives you more for, so that's kind of cool. Obviously, you know, again, the realism of the Bushel Plus improving the yield of a root crop harvester, probably not the case. You know, it's designed to measure, to help you calibrate a combine harvester, measuring grain to capture your losses and stuff. But you know, if you want to get more crops off the field, you can stick a Bushel Plus on the back of a sugar beet harvester and you will get more. So I am very quickly going to reset the field to one of the premium DLC crops, break out one of Mark Thor's harvesters, and run that test, and then I'll come back and I'll do a bit of a summary. So I will see you in mere seconds. For me, it'll take a few minutes. Okay, so field of beets just about harvested. I have used the one of the faster headers, a fairly big capacity, and as a baseline we have got 110,000 and slightly more litres, because there's a misfit there that I can see. Wow, this thing is sporty. So yeah, 110,701 litres. So I will reset, I will attach the Bushel Plus, and I'll come back when we're pretty much done. Right, I have reset everything. Let's just try and attach the Bushel Plus. There we go. It has a trailer hitch, it should attach. So that's kind of how it works. Oh, they attaches the other side. I do like the little Thor's hammer on the back as well, because it's by Thor. Yeah, clever. So let's hook up. There we go. And I'm going to let this run with the worker again, and I'll be back when we're done to see if it has boosted the yield for the beetroot. Off they go. Okay, so I am on the last run, and If you remember the capacity from before or the volume, it has worked. We had 110,701 litres. We now have 121,000 litres. So what have we learnt in today's video? Well, it would appear that for forage harvesters and for base game root crop harvesters and for premium DLC root crop harvesters, based on the fact that it works for Mark's modded one, Bushel Plus works. So I'm going to leave it to you to decide if you want to use something like Bushel Plus for these different harvesters. You know, realistically, it wouldn't work for these things, but it does. So if you want to get more crop off the field, that's on you. Yeah. If you found this video interesting or entertaining or useful, think about clicking the like button. Any comments, questions, or suggestions, stick them below, and I will see you next time.